Hey guys, so a few people obviously have purchased the aluminium heat sinks for the OB Inception that I had made. Well, I've also been working on chassis parts as well, designing chassis parts for it myself. Obviously the people that have purchased these know that instead of having thread attached to the actual body sections, these are machined without it, and he's used these joining pieces which are separate to hold the pieces together, which means you can't have slide in slide out chassis. It makes it a bit of a pain, especially at this end when it comes to putting the board and things in. Well, I want to put, because I've got a customer and myself, and we both want either CF or PC boards fitted in to our Inception hilts. So what I realised was the only way this was going to be possible was by cutting, because I want to run a 7.4 volt 18500 battery. So what I realised was the only way to do this was by cutting notches into this threaded section here. It doesn't weaken it or anything. It's not all the way through. It's still got its integral strength, and the thing is, it's at the back of the hilt anyway, so it doesn't necessarily need the same strength. Plus, these aren't dual sabers anyway because of the thin neck and everything, and the way that the blade attaches. So it's not really a problem. So you need to cut notches on either side for those that want to do this, and I will be making these 3D printed parts that I've designed, which I'll show you the prototypes for in a second, which I've been testing. So you cut slits in there, and this allows the board to sit in this far. And you might be thinking, well, why do that? You've got the length of the pommel. But no, you haven't. See, this is the other problem with these pieces, and the way that the pommel has also been designed is the pommel has been designed with a very, very narrow section on it. You can see a part of the chassis in there that I've been doing. So this is actually quite narrow. So when you fit the parts together, I'll show you in a second. Right, so what we got here, this is the board holder. Yes, it's small, but it doesn't need to be any bigger than that because it needs to fit. Needs to fit this section only. So basically what you do is you screw your rear piece on when the thread takes, adjust it to the position you need for your cover tech to sit in the correct position, which is a pain. Nearly there. I'll pause it a second and get it positioned correctly. Right, so got the cover tech positioned correctly. Now the 3D chassis, obviously I've got the slots there. They match the slots that I've cut in the threaded section of the hilt. So you slide your board in, and the board sits to about there in it. Then you would line up your board with the slots in the threaded section. Like so. So the board's in. Get these wires out of the way. In case you're wondering, this is an old board. so I'm not that fussed about it. And then this will screw on next. Now this is the problem. This is what I was saying. You can't have a slide. If you want the speaker attached to the chassis, the only way you're going to be able to do this is by using the smaller 20mm speaker. And quite frankly, I'm not prepared to lose sound quality and sound loudness by using the small speaker where I don't need to. So what I did was I designed the speaker holder to hold the 28mm bass speaker, and this has got slots cut in it, and these slots also support the board and sit in around the board. Slides in like so. Cap goes on, simple as that. That way you've got your 28mm bass speaker plus CF or PC board in something, and this is, well, people might be thinking, well, how are you going to fit a how am I going to fit the 7.4 volt battery in? Right, this is where the two-part system for my front half of the chassis comes from, because of the way that this is made with this joining piece. You can't have two pieces that are the same size. These two pieces are different sizes because the inside of the hilt is different sizes. This is why you can't have a slide out chassis on any part of this hilt unless you're prepared to do some major modifications. Right, you'll notice this has got a groove in it, this section here. That groove will line up with these screws where they slide through on the inside. I don't know if you probably can't see it very well, but there they are. That groove lines up with them, and then this slot on top sits directly upwards so that you can feed the wires through from the switches. There you have it, that's fitted in now. Then you can slide your battery in, and your battery will fit in there then. And the same goes at the other end. This end fits in. It's got a slot along the top for feeding your wires from your main LED when you put it all together, which I'll show you now. Okay, so when you've got the battery fitted, obviously you want the power supply at the other end of it. There it is, all goes together. Then you've got this front piece which will support the battery and stop it rattling at the front, because it is with a single clamp in just that one section, it is strong enough that it will stop this from rattling. So you don't necessarily need both pieces, but I'd rather be safe than sorry and not have a lightsaber that maybe start rattling at some point. It gives it extra support in there. The other good thing about these is if you're going for just a basic nano biscotti or a prism install and you only need 118/650 battery in there, then you can either mount it in the front grenade section and just use one, or this one in here, use the control box holder for the battery. So if you're going for a single battery solution, then just purchase one of them to hold your battery. Simple as that. Yeah, these aren't fancy looking 3D printed pieces, but who cares? They're hidden inside a lightsaber. They're never going to get seen once you install the lightsaber. So I didn't see the point in making them fancy pantsy. Completely and utterly pointless as far as I'm concerned. Right, so slide your chassis piece in there. And then just put your saber together. And there you have it. If you want to get out your SD card, then speaker holder will stay in there. I've designed it so that it's smooth in there, and basically the board, when you unscrew your pommel, the board stops the speaker from turning, so you won't get wire twists or anything anyway. And then you've got access to your SD card. And it's the other reason why I didn't bother making the board holder fancy and putting lots of effort and detail into it. Completely and utterly pointless on this, because you're never going to see it. It's not a reveal saber of any description, so I made it simple. And I think, I'm not sure, I think it comes to about, and to put it back together, obviously line up these slots in the speaker holder, put it back together. In terms of price, I think it's around about, to buy all 4 pieces, I'm not sure what the price range is. I know the 2 battery holders will be about, I think they're about $10 each, something like that. And I've not priced the board holder and the speaker holder yet, because I wanted to make sure they was working okay. But yeah, everything fits. Everything fits hunky dory. So I'll put the I'll add those to my Shapeways shop. If you want to find them on Shapeways, then just look, search in the shop section, Best Bin Custom Props. And there's only 2 items on there at the moment that I've added. So obviously I've done more 3D printed parts, but they're for personal builds and for the JSK run, so they're not available to the public. But yeah, so there you have it. Thanks for watching.